Hi all, this is just a quick video to show some of the projects I've been working on over the last few years, some of the things I've made, some of them are still work in progress. Firstly, this is my arcade machine that I built about 10 years ago. It's a Windows 10 PC inside. It uses a version of CoinOps. I just built it myself. This is Sally, our sausage dog. Sally! Hello darling. So we use this all the time. Kids love it as well. Connected to the arcade machine is a modded GameCube, and it's got a Game Boy player, it's Peekaboo, Swiss, and it's rigged up so if I turn on the GameCube, automatically uses the screen and the speakers on my arcade machine, so that's useful. There's another GameCube I've modded, and you can see the SD card reader there. This is something that I finished a while ago, but it's in pieces now. This was a broken Astro Wars, Grandstand Astro Wars that I couldn't repair because the screen had cracked. I've just fit a new joystick on it to make it a bit more usable, and it's going to have this Raspberry Pi 4 inside. This is one of my favourite things. I had a broken iMac G4 and I've combined it with a IKEA lamp and made this lamp. That's one of my favourite things, so I do love that. This is in my home office. These are the speakers that were from the iMac G4, which have a Apple connector, and I fit a little amp inside and USB, so they now work with my Windows PC, so I use them every day. This is a clock that's fitting a real Game Boy shell that I refurbished, and this was the shell that were left over. The buttons work. Well, they do. They normally work. Yeah, they do work. This is something I worked on for a while when I wanted to get a Game Boy Advance SP and fit it into a DMG01 shell. So it's my own design, just loads of shells glued together. It works fine. Horrible filming, sorry. You see that? Sorry for the dog crying in the background. Shoulder buttons on the back. And I can use Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. I use this a lot. This is my funny playing FP GBC. I love that much that I've sold my original Game Boy and my Game Boy Color and just use that now. Just going to turn the Game Boy off. This were a £2 charity shop purchase. It were a clock that didn't work, and I've just fit a Bluetooth speaker in there, so just a bit of fun really, that. This is a little container I made, a little box from all my Game Boy games. It's my Game Boy camera in there, which kids think's hilarious that it's such a poor quality. What else have I got? This is a controller for a pinball controller. I use it for Switch. It's not finished. I may or may not paint it, but it's got all the buttons, the minimum number of buttons to play pinball games on Switch. Might not be to everybody's taste, but there's a controller in there. Connects via USB. It's just made from a £4 jewellery box, and I just turned the lid over and put it to size, drilled it, and it works fine. Put some decent buttons in. They were leftover buttons from when I made my arcade machine that have been sat in the drawer for years. Anything else? This is a clock that I made from the base of a iMac G4. It's the same one that I made the lamp with. So I just thought, well, I'm going to use every bit that I can. I've used the speakers, the monitor were dead, and I just made that into a clock for my office. So that's looks nice, and I wanted it to have the sweeping red hand, so it was like an iPhone. I also had a coaster from the back of the G4, so I don't think you've ever probably seen an Apple coaster before, but I use that in my office. So that's about it really. It's just a few other things. You might have seen the Bradford City shirt. I'm a massive Bradford City fan. That's just to commemorate them getting to the cup final many years ago. So as and when I make some other things, I'm sure I'll post them in here. Thanks for watching. Bye.